I'm breathing underwater, I'm weightless through space. I'm soaring like an eagle all over this place. Creatures most will never see are waiting there to look at me, and all I gotta do is breathe underwater. I need to let you in on something in case you intend to buy the DVD set for this season. The episode order is a jumble. I popped disc 1 side A into the drive and started watching episode 11. I finally found this first episode on disc 2 side A. I ran into the same problem with some of the season 3 DVDs, so if you pick up the set and something doesn't look right when you start watching, that's why. You have to do a little detective work to watch the episodes in order. Don't look at me, I just reports them, I doesn't explains them. So welcome to season 4. Our premiere episode is called How Dumb is Admiral Nelson? Wait, that's my title, not theirs. They call it Fires of Death. I think we'll find that mine is more accurate.
I keep right course, the next shockwave can finish us.
Alec. Now, you better hold the course. We need Turner to interpret this.
Maintain course.
Consistency demands that we begin this season with rocking cameras and Irwin Allen pyrotechnics. And Dr. Turner, whoever he is.
Dr. Turner, are you all right? Control room, this is Kowalski. Dr. Turner's locked in the lab, sir. He's not answering me.
Now get a torch and cut through. I'll be right there.
Aye, aye, sir.
If that's Turner, I don't know how much help he's going to be. He looks like he's trying to defibrillate himself and failing. I hope he shares the patent on that defibrillator.
Now listen, we're 1 mile from the entrance to the center of the volcano. I better use the flying sub from here.
I'll have it ready to launch in 5 minutes.
Good, and please have my damping device put on board, will you? It's the gold cylinder in the lab marked primary.
We are starting this season with an outstanding guest star. Victor Jory was an amazingly versatile character actor. He excelled at playing this super tough guy in westerns and crime dramas, and then in 1962 he played Helen Keller's father in The Miracle Worker. He played a Native American multiple times, including when we saw him in Kolchak the Night Stalker and F Troop. We've also seen him in The Time Tunnel and The Green Hornet. He worked pretty much right up to his death from a heart attack at the age of 80. We're going to learn to despise him today. We already saw there's something wonky going on with him. What's this about a volcano? Sharky, Kowalski, help us out with a little exposition, huh?
Chief. You think this Dr. Turner knows his business?
Look, kid, do you think the Pentagon would send somebody who didn't? He's got to be the world's greatest expert.
I don't know. He's a strange guy. Keeping a volcano from blowing up, that's a pretty big order.
Well, not only blowing, but the way I heard it, if this one goes, half the world winds up in ashes.
Oh, boy, you sure know how to build a guy's confidence. Then I suppose this gizmo was going to stop the eruption.
Well, sure. Well, come on, keep working.
I think I've got this. We have a world killer volcano, an expert in volcanoes, a defibrillator that makes the expert younger, and a big gold poster tube that's going to stop the eruption. But that's not the only amazing doohickey he brought on board.
Doctor, how long have you been testing this heat refractor?
Over 10 years now. The molecular change we're undergoing should enable us to withstand any foreseeable temperature.
That big heat lamp over their heads will protect them from heat. Okay then, let's take the flying sub and go have a talk with this volcano.
There. That's the underwater entrance.
He's charted this cave already, so he knows they'll come out in an air-filled chamber where they can access the core of the volcano. Nelson backs into a parking space so they can leave in a hurry.
Well, let's get the damping device ashore, Doctor.
Right, Admiral. Right away.
Now, what is that?
One of my devices. I call him Adam.
Unless you pronounce it atom as in atom bomb, we can't use him.
You're supposed to have a damping device in there, not a robot or whatever he is.
No robot. Adam was a human being until I rearranged his molecular structure.
Did he volunteer for that? I doubt it. But he's pretty well indestructible.
Granted what you say. How are you going to use your indestructible man to stop the volcano?
I'm not going to use him to stop it. I intend to use him to start it.
He intends to cause the eruption, not stop it. Let's don't.
All right, Nelson.
Stop
Nelson
him.
to Seaview. Nelson to Seaview. Emergency! Emergency!
Admiral, this is Lee. What's wrong there? What's wrong?
The Admiral is a bit indisposed right now. Please call later. So why in the name of sanity does he want to cause an eruption?
Wrong there?
I will help you, Nelson. There's nothing you can do against the power of alchemy.
Alchemy?
Yes. You know what alchemy is, Nelson? The ability to change one element into another.
Well, what has that to do with you?
I discovered how to change the molecular structure of matter.
Whoopie-doopie big deal. You also excel at being vague. Not the flex you think it is.
What do you really want from this volcano, Doctor?
You simply amaze me, Nelson. You really do. Aren't you the slightest bit surprised at the fact that I am an alchemist?
Oh, why should I be? I'm not interested in your abilities. I'm interested in that volcano.
Unless the alchemy can stop the volcano, he doesn't care. Can you blame him? But Turner is thoroughly full of himself.
But the two can't be separated. There were certain elements I needed for my process. I've been mining this volcano for those elements, my elixir stones, for over 5 centuries.
Oh. And they have enabled you to stay alive that long? And helped you to create him?
Yes. But now my supply is gone, and that's why I need these to bring on a partial eruption and bring up more of my elixir stones.
How does he know that'll happen? Answer, he doesn't. He's assuming there are more of these things further down in the lava.
If it starts, you'll kill millions of people.
Unfortunately, that is true. And unfortunately, there is no one who can prevent me.
And he's willing to kill as many people as necessary to see if his assumption is right. He'll sacrifice everybody else on the planet so he can keep living a few more years. There's selfish, and then there's this guy. He's also right. Nothing can stop Adam. By this time, I was screaming at the screen, "It's not working! Shoot Turner!" over and over. And then I found myself screaming, "Don't just stand there and let him hit you, duh!" Nelson is unconscious. Full disclosure, that'll happen a lot this episode. Before he switched his brain off, he did manage to destroy one of the explosive canisters. Turner threw the other one into the lava, and eventually it does explode, but it's not enough to bring his stones to the surface. He needs something bigger. Admiral Nelson needs a crowbar. I've always liked to turn words around, or worm turds around. When I was about 7, one day at school, my friend Sam was joking that he got his foot stuck. I made the mistake of turning that one around. A shot from the pistol shatters the rock that's pinning him, and he heads out of the chamber. On the Seaview, Captain Crane has no choice but to send a dive team out to find the Admiral. Some time under the heat-blocking heat lamp and they're ready to go. After the explosion knocks the sub around a bit.
Control room calling Mr. Morton. Urgent. Control room calling.
This is Morton. Go ahead.
The captain's been hurt, sir.
Is it serious?
I don't know. He's unconscious.
If he's unconscious, it's serious, dude. Really? He'll be out of commission and Chip will be in command for the rest of the episode. Turner is ready to go collect his stones.
We look for the stones over there. Now remember, they glow, but they're cold to the touch.
Silly me thinking he'd do manual labor. He'll have Adam go collect the stones. Except there aren't any. He intended to use 2 bombs, but Nelson kind of threw a monkey wrench into that plan.
We need something even stronger. Perhaps, something from the Seaview.
Something from the Seaview is already here.
I'll handle them. You take care of him.
Yes, make him comfortable, nurse him back to health. I'm sure that's what he meant.
Chief! Chief Sharkey!
What's wrong, Doc? Where's the Admiral?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What happened to him?
A bad shockwave hit him. He couldn't operate the flying sub. And then he tried to communicate with you. Then another shockwave hit us.
What is it, Doc? What happened?
I was knocked out. When I came to, the Admiral was gone.
Sharky doesn't believe a word of it.
The Admiral wouldn't take off just like that in a volcano. What about that explosion? What was that all about?
That was my damping device. I threw it in the very core of the volcano. It wouldn't work.
Oh, man, there's something going on around here, and I'm going to find out what it is.
Turner swears that's all he knows. He shouldn't swear. It's impolite.
I'll need a stronger device. I'll have to go back to Seaview to get it.
All right. This is the way we're going to do it. There's scuba gear and heat suits in the flying sub. Kowalski will swim back with Dr. Turner to Seaview and get him the explosives he needs.
Right. Now, what about me and Brent?
Get out of the wetsuits and find the Admiral.
Right.
Okay, let's go.
The flying sub will stay here so the Admiral can drive it back to the Seaview.
Admiral! All right, put him down. Now, look. I don't know what you are or where you're from, but I'm going to put a bullet right through your head. Now put him down.
Put me down.
No,
put me down.
No.
Put me down. Put me down. Put me down now.
All right, if you think it'll help. You're short, you dress funny, and you walk like a duck.
Okay, they have an excuse for continuing to shoot at him. But at least Kowalski is ready to try something else if center mass shots aren't stopping him.
Fired his head.
It didn't kill him, but it discombobulated him long enough for them to get the Admiral to the flying sub. He's conscious, and he thinks he knows how to stop the volcano. And Turner. I can tell them how to stop Adam, knock him into the lava pit. Even if it doesn't melt him, I doubt he can climb out.
Now, rig the laser gun to make it portable, and slant drill down just at the edge of the lava pit, right into the throat of the volcano.
Right, sir. And then what?
Then I'm going to place a nuclear implosion charge in the drill hole. It might be able to blow the volcano inward and plug it up.
The big drawback to that is he and Sharky have to gather the parts and build the implosion bomb. While they go to set up the laser, Nelson gets into scuba gear and heads back to the Seaview. He can't take the flying sub at the moment. Turner disabled it after Adam knocked Nelson out.
As you know, my first device miscarried, Mr. Morton. So I'll have to adjust this one. And I'll need your help. Now, would you hold these, please?
Of course, Doctor.
Thank you.
He has another of those cylinders handy, and he uses it to turn Chip into another golden guy. Chip Morton is a fan favorite. You shouldn't do that to fan favorites.
You're a little too late, Nelson.
Chip.
Take it.
Don't tell this to him, Chip. No matter what they've done to you, I'm sure...
Bring him here.
Chip!
the missile room. Bring me the center charge from an A-12 warhead, just the center charge.
Nuclear bombs use regular explosives to get the reaction started. James Bond did something similar in, I think it was The Spy Who Loved Me, to blow a big door open. He intends to use the charge to blow a big volcano open so he can have some shiny rocks, no matter who gets killed. And he intends to have 2 or 3 of his golden slaves. This is why, if you know he's dangerous, you don't go alone. How many of us have been wanting to do that all episode? Nelson came out smelling like a rose even though he did everything wrong. He gets on the horn and tells everyone to stop Mr. Morton from reaching the missile room and get security to the lab to throw this guy in the brig. 3, 2, 1.
Out the missile room.
Happens every time. You'd think by now they had learned to send 3 guys and have 1 watch their backs. Don't shoot him, don't hit him, push him. Knock him into the lava. Too late, he broke the laser. There's nothing to do but retreat to the flying sub and try to fix it. Patterson in the missile room reports that they can't stop Chip. Nobody is thinking to shoot Turner, who is right next to him. Turner essentially told Nelson that his altered body is impervious to things like bullets, but I wish somebody would test that. They break into the missile room and get the explosive. Nelson and Sharkey will have to finish their device and try to get there first. Kowalski and Brent have just about finished fixing the laser, but a cave-in has blocked the entrance to the lava chamber.
Brent, you know, I've been thinking. Now, we're planning on blasting the tunnel entrance to get in, and then knocking out that gold man, right?
Yeah, so what's wrong with that?
There won't be enough power left in the laser. We'll have to take the flying sub down and get in through a lower entrance.
You mean you want to go down through the bottom of the lava pit?
Right. Now, we'll drill the hole for the Admiral from the bottom up.
Personally, I'd like to take another whack at that golden thing out there.
I know, but we haven't got the time or the power.
Take a whack at it with what? I've told them several times what to do, and they're not listening. The other good alternative is to get everything done, go home, and just leave him there. What's he going to do? Kowalski discovers Turner's sabotage, and the 2 of them figure out how to bypass it.
Commander Morton!
I guess Nelson didn't get there first.
All right, Martin, 10 minutes.
Mr. Morton, what's he done to you? Dr. Turner, what's happening to you?
I'm running out of time, sailor. I've got to explode this charge and bring up the elixir stones before the final eruption.
He still assumes there are elixir stones left down there and he hasn't exhausted the entire supply. I suppose that's all he has. He's devoted his entire life to staying alive as opposed to actually having a life. I can honestly say I don't want to live forever, at least not in this mess. I have enough to keep me busy until I'm about 150 right now, and that's plenty of lifetime. After that, I could get bored. No thanks. I'm the same with reincarnation. Who in their right mind wants to come back to this? I know some pedantic intellectual will say, your opinion doesn't make it not true. I never said it did. I said given the choice, I'll take just about anything else.
Brent, you've killed him. I flipped the switch to the low voltage key. I just knocked him out.
All right, secure Mr. Morton. And keep an eye on Dr. Turner. Now, we're going below to drill that hole for the Admiral's nuclear charge.
I have come to the conclusion that nuclear is a perfectly legitimate way of pronouncing nuclear. Adam thoroughly smashed the radio so they don't have a way to let anyone know what they're doing. When Nelson and Sharkey arrived back in the cavern and it was gone, they called the police and reported that a local gang of flying sub-thieves was operating in the area.
Blast?
You can try. Aim for where those two rocks come together.
I see.
They know Adam is probably going to be in there. They don't know if the men were able to drill the hole.
I'll die. Without the electric stone, I'll die.
Yeah, it's a thing that happens to human beings. All you've done is artificially delay it for 500 years.
I'll die.
It's about stinking time. The flying sub is cutting its way up to the pool, but Admiral Nelson doesn't know that. Their lasers aren't going to be enough to blast through that. Well, it's been a short season.
Let's go.
One, why does it have the hatch right between two heat-generating engines? And two, related, how hot is that door handle going to be coming out of that lava?
Admiral!
Never mind. It's made of unhottium, okay?
Elixir stone! Turner, come back! Turner! Dr. Turner, come back!
Oh, let him go. He doesn't have a clue what's happening, and as quickly as he's aging, he has about 30 seconds left anyway. Let him spend them searching for his stones. Get in the flying sub and take care of your own stones. Kowalski gets them out safely, the implosion charge stops the volcano, and who cares what became of Turner?
Chief.
Sir?
Mr. Morton's becoming himself again. I think you can untie him.
Aye, sir.
You're right, Admiral. The makeup department is wiping the gold paint right off his face. This is the worst season opener that we've seen. If there was a way to do something the wrong way, Nelson found it. These guys all need more training in what to do when a .45 automatic isn't doing the job. I can give them a hint right now, not keep shooting. And that's as much as I'll give them for free. I was glad Kowalski at least thought of shooting a different spot. I can buy Turner as a medieval alchemist who made good. I have trouble buying the idea that he not only traveled to this island by himself multiple times, but dug deep enough into the volcano to discover that chamber and his magic stones with 15th century tools. His protective heat lamp uses electricity, so how did he protect himself from the heat before wall plugs? I hope the season gets better because we're off to a rocky start. No.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
No. All I gotta do is breathe underwater. Breathe underwater. Breathe underwater. discombobulated him along with sub and try to fix it. To things like bullets. But I wish somebody would test it. Bullets? Really?